In today's video, we're going to do a paycheck budget with me here in YNAB for the paycheck that I received today, March 28th. So let's jump in and take a look. Hey friends, thank you for clicking on another video. Welcome back to Budgeting Over 40. I'm Melissa and we need to budget the money that you see in Ready to Assign. I did get paid. My paycheck total was $2,466.68. So if you were here for the last video that I did for my April's monthly budget, I did mention that I did change the withholding on my W-2 and I was expecting to get a little bit less taxes taken out. Well, I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest, but it works out that I am going to have less taxes taken out of my paycheck. So I will be bringing home a little bit more. So the paycheck normally is $2,377.97, but the one that I received today is totaling the money that you see in Ready to Assign. And we have some things to take care of. So, you guys, just to be 100% transparent, this money is not going to do anything for us because it can't even cover the overspending that I have, and it can't even go into the month of April, which is technically what I really wanted this check to do. So, because we are only getting paid one paycheck, which is my full time job, the money was supposed to be rolling over into the month of April and really considered as April's paycheck number one. Like I said, if you did see that video, I did mention that this is what this paycheck is for. But after sitting down and thinking about it and having the amount of overspending that I do have, we have to do a little bit of pivoting, and I'm going to explain that to you guys. So here we have 5 overspend categories, and this is credit card interest, and I will discuss that in a minute because I need to change something. There is $276.03. Like I said, I will discuss that in just 1 minute. I did have to get some more groceries. I spent $51.05. Spend how I want for $5.99. Dental. So remember I did tell you guys that I had to go to the periodontist. He did the abutment. It is in now and I'm in the process of making it heal. There is one final step that I have to go through that's really going to cost some additional money is to get the crown placed on the implant and then I will be completely done. But this process has been do some work, then heal, do some more work, then heal, pay a whole bunch of money, wait for the insurance to pay me back. So the total amount that I paid out to my periodontist was $2,850 even. So yes, expensive. I did not know this was going to be costing me this much money. Well, technically, I'm only paying out about a half of what the periodontist is charging because my dental insurance does cover some of the costs, but it takes a while for them to reimburse me whatever money that I have paid out. So I am waiting for them to, I guess, approve. They did do a predetermination and they did approve it, but once the work is done and my dentist office then submit for payment, I do have to wait for them to then approve it all over again and then send me payment, which is in form of a check that goes through US mail. You all know what that is about. And also, hubby's birthday was on the 25th. He had a very good time, and I did go ahead and buy him a new Apple Watch. Yes, I did do that. He has been asking about that because his has been glitching. So we did go ahead and I ordered it through T-Mobile. So there is a monthly installment that's going to be coming out of the phone bill. The cost here, so I did buy him one and he was like, "Yeah, but I really wanted another one." And I was like, "Okay, it is your birthday. We're just going to go ahead and spoil you." The kids were in agreement with me and I did go ahead and do it. I am on a debt-free journey, but yes, we do have to live. So don't come for me in the comments said we did something crazy. I did get him the Apple Watch Ultra number 2 or something like that. That's the one that he wanted. I did have to make a down payment. So the first one that I got him was the 10 and he was like, "Well, I really wanted the Ultra." And I sent that back. The payment that I had to pay when I got it was $46. So I sent that one back and I ordered him the Ultra and that cost me $70. So I am waiting for, it's actually $46.37 that T-Mobile is gonna reimburse or refund to my account. So I'm waiting for that to go back into the account. It should be there within another couple days. But anyway, the reason why I did it, it's because we were paying for cell phones. We have completely paid those off, and the watch is going to cost me maybe $25 per month, which is, significantly less than what I was paying for the cell phones. But anyway, like I said, I got him a birthday gift. It is what it is. We're going to move on. Now, what I'm going to do, and I did discuss this with hubby, because this paycheck is not sufficient to stretch into the first, I would say technically, the first 10 days of April and also covering the last couple of days in March, I am going to go ahead and do an owner's draw from our business account. So I did speak to him about this and he is in agreement with me. He said, just go ahead and do it. So here I'm going to do an owner's draw today. I'm going to do it from the business account and I'm actually going to take out $3,000 out of our business account to put towards the household bills. I don't know how this is going to be paid back. I'm not sure how we're going to consider it, but I'm considering it an owner's draw. And like I said, he is in agreement. There is money in the business account because the client has been paying us out. And to be honest, it is doing well. And even though I am the one who does the books, hubby does the physical work, I do the books. Everything that has to do with any kind of paperwork, invoicing, I'm the one that do all that work, but I never really take money as form of payment or I would say payroll expense for myself, but we actually are going to consider doing something for myself, whether it's $100 a month. I'm not sure. We're going to sit down and talk about that. But there is money in the business account that can, go towards an income for me per month. You guys will see that if we do decide to go ahead and do it or how it reflects on my personal money that come into this part of the budget because we are here. I am doing my personal budget alongside with the household budget, hubby budget, his money for his personal bills separately. All right. So it's a lot of talking, but I want to explain and give you guys an idea of where my head is at and where all this money is coming from. All right, so let's go ahead and try to cover the overspending. I highly doubt that I'm going to be able to do this full $2,850. And I did make mention to you guys that in my debt update, I was going to show you guys what has happened with our credit cards, or technically my personal credit cards. But I'm going to go ahead and share it with you guys in this video because you will see it anyway. So I might as well go ahead and talk about it. So let's see if we can cover some of this overspending here. This $46, I'm just going to leave until the reimbursement come in, but I'm going to go ahead and cover spend how I want. I'm going to cover the groceries and consumables, and I'm going to talk about the credit card interest. So let's jump over into the left side right here. I'm going to open up credit. So the charge for the dentist or the periodontist, I did charge it onto my Capital One number one card. So this card is the card that I have the highest limit on, and I went ahead and I charged it to this card in the amount, as you can see here, $2,850 even. But then I am going to be charged interest on it if I am not paying that back or if I don't pay it back before my next closing or the statement closing date. So I charged it on the 22nd. My statement will be closing, I think, April 1st, and then the interest is going to start kicking in, which I'm not sure how long my dental insurance is going to take to reimburse me for this much. We'll see. Then I did have a balance left on Capital One number two in the amount of, I think I did start out March. I started out March at 2000. Here we go, $2,767.12. I think that's what it is. Yes. That's what we started the month of March at, and this one was charging me interest. So in the month of March, early on in the month, I did get charged $56.86. And I'm trying to cut back on the amount of interest that I'm paying towards any of my any of my debt. Put it that way. So I got a notification from Discover that they did have a balance transfer available. Now I thought about it and I'm like, okay, I am paying interest on Capital One number two. If I do a balance transfer to my Discover card, it could save me on interest for the time that the transfer or before I can pay it off, right? So I decided to do a balance transfer to my Discover card for the balance of my Capital One number two card. So that's what I did. I did a balance transfer of $2,713.35 over to my Discover card. But then I also thought about it and I was like, well, why should I be paying interest on the dentist or the periodontist bill waiting for the insurance to reimburse me? And even when they do reimburse, it's not going to be the full amount. So I am going to have to cover some out of my money. So I went ahead and I transferred that balance as well to my Discover card. When I did make the charge for the periodontist, there was cash back that I received for charging that much for $42.75. I went ahead and I applied that to the balance of what was on the card. And then I did a balance transfer to my Discover card of $2,807.25. So that is the big change with my credit card. I went ahead and transferred it to my Discover card. But the downside about it is that I ended up getting charged a 5% transfer fee. So for the first one, because there were two separate cards, if I was thinking about it, I would have charged the dentist or the periodontist fee onto this Capital One number two card, just so it would have been one balance transfer fee. But regardless, it would have been the same amount because it would have been 5% either way. So it doesn't matter. So I ended up having to pay a 5% transfer fee for each. So for the one from Capital One number two was 135 and 67 cents. And to be honest, if I was continuing to pay the interest on that card, in about 2 months, I would have paid this much in interest anyway. So this is saving me, 2 months of interest is what it is. Then for the second amount for my Capital One number one card, it is $140.36. Those I did put as credit card interest, but I'm going to jump back over to the budget and I'm going to change it from credit card interest. Let's go down to debt and we're going to add a line and put it for credit card fees because I want to be able to distinguish between what I'm paying in fees versus what I'm paying in interest. So we're going to go ahead and do that, but then jump back to my Discover card and we're going to change these two from credit card interest to credit card fees. And this is just for tracking purposes. I don't want to see this as credit card interest because it really isn't. All right, so I think that's it. That's the update. So the balance transfer is for 9 months, interest free. And I'm going to see if we can pay off this $5,796.63 in the 9 months that I'm not going to be charged interest. That is our goal right now. My other credit card, which is Apple, my Apple card, I am not being charged interest on that card right now because I am actively paying the full statement balance before the card closed. So with what I'm looking at right here, I won't be paying any credit card interest for another few months. So hopefully I can get rid of Apple and that will eliminate any kind of credit card interest that I can potentially be charged. All right. So I think that was a mouthful. I hope you guys are still with me. So I'm going to go back to overspending and I'm going to cover the credit card fees out of ready to assign. And we're just going to leave those right there just for now. We don't have anything else to cover, so our fixed bills are all covered. My variable bills are all covered, as you can see. Debt is all covered. So Discover, I do have a payment to make. Everything else is covered, and savings. I think I have some areas that I need to put some money in, but we're going to come back to that. So what I'm going to do now is jump over into the month of April. and we're going to start to assign monies for the first 10 days of April. So the first one up is my rent for 2500. I do have to do my electric, and that's it for there. We will have to do, let's do $40 for after school, because we will be getting money again on the 11th. So remember that budget that I did for the month of April? We will be getting additional money, and also the SSI benefits will be coming in at the first part of the month. And hubby, even though I did an owner's draw from the business account, hubby still will be, doing his paycheck for the first week of April. So we'll wait for that. All right, so the next thing I need to do is HP Inc. So I need to change this target. And Peloton, I think Peloton is needed to be paid with this money that I have here. Google Cloud is for the next pay period, and everything else there is for the next pay period. Now over to the debt section. I'm going to do $40 for student loan, and I'm going to wait for the next amount of money that I'm going to be receiving from, I will say, from the SSI benefits to cover anything else. I think I want to jump back to today and see if we can cover any of this overspending. We don't have enough money. We don't have enough. We only have $2,394.61. I wonder if I'll be able to get some additional money from hubby to be able to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm thinking I'm going to have to go grocery shopping. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and fill the variable categories. I'm going to do that. So what I have on my budget spreadsheet that I did, I do have $600 for groceries. I have $50 for dining out. Nothing for snacks. Haircut it already has $30, but I'm going to put an additional $30 here. Car fuel, I'm going to put 125. That's what I did budget. Personal, I'm going to go ahead and put 50 here in self-care. In wellness, I can put 25, so let's put it in copay. And barber tips, I'm going to have to do $5 here for that. So that takes care of all of the variables for the first part of the month, right? So let's go ahead and jump back over into fixed bills. And everything else, I believe we can wait until we get paid again. So this $1,509.61, I'm going to go back and put that towards, you know what, I'm going to cover this out of ready to assign, even though it's going to be a reimbursement or a refund. When that come in, I will assign it in other areas. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the remainder, the $1,463.61, I'm going to go ahead and put that into dental. At least I'll be able to pay some towards the dental. And I think what's going to be left is close to what I think they're only paying out about $1,300 for the dental payments. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if hubby can spot me some money just to cover this and clear it out of YNAB. And when I do get the reimbursement from my dental insurance, I'll go ahead and, reimburse them. But as of right now, you guys, this is what we can do with the money that we have. I can't see any other way out, because how it's looking with money, I do have to do that owner's draw to help us get ahead. So hopefully, and it is not hopefully, it does set us in a better position to be able to take care of the bills. And hopefully we're able to, stay on this good trend, because this gives us a leg up into April. and hopefully April becomes or turns out to be a better month because we filed our taxes, so we're hoping to get a little bit of money back as a refund, but we'll see. I'll let you guys know when that happens. But that's what's happening with my credit cards. I did tell you I will give you an update, but I can't really wait until the debt update. I really don't know what the minimum payment for that Discover card is going to be just yet. But since I'm going to make a big chunk of a payment to it, it will bring down that monthly payment slightly. So the 101 that I was paying for Capital One number two, that's going to be Discover's minimum payment as of right now. I may also have to take the debt snowball payment of $46 that I was paying to my Apple card and pay that towards the Discover card as well. We will see. As soon as I know, I will update you guys. So that's it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope I didn't ramble on for too long. I hope that you guys were able to follow me, but this is what it is. I can't wait to close out March, and I am looking ahead to April. So thank you so much, you guys. But until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye now.